Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and we are setting off in the Subaru Impreza RS. Now, this is actually my second time reviewing one of these, but this drive's going to be a lot better to, I guess, highlight what the RS is all about. Because my first drive, you know, just like most of my dealership videos, just around the block, but this, we got some Colorado mountain roads to contend with. So first off, we got paddle shifters here on the back for the CVT. 8-speed is what Subaru says, even though obviously a CVT doesn't have gears. Mimics, right, having an 8-speed automatic. And then, you know, gauge cluster with the Subaru. I really like Subaru's gauge cluster because it's simple, right? You've got the 2 analog gauges, and then you have a screen there in the center. And this is something that also, like, you don't have to worry about it, like, blowing up, right? Because a lot of these full digital gauge clusters, it's like, how reliable is that gauge cluster going to be? And then when it comes to the specialness, you got the RS logo there in the gauge cluster. So let's just punch it here. See if we can keep up with this IS 500. Yeah, I mean, it's for being at high elevation, it's got decent get up and go. And I've got Subaru's larger infotainment system. I've been a huge fan of this new infotainment system as I've reviewed the new Subarus, because it's just super user-friendly. It's very nicely integrated into the dash, unlike a lot of car manufacturers just plop their infotainment system in the dash. Like, this looks like it's a part of the car. And I like you have analog climate controls. Again, it's just really easy to use overall. Like, I can press the car tab and boom, right? So I think they've done a good job with that. And then as for the rest of the interior, I like Subarus, like modern Subarus. The build quality and the fit and finish seems to be like it's improved quite a bit. Now with that being said, we've got our drive mode selected on the steering wheel. Pop it into the S mode. Seems pretty responsive with the CVT. Yeah, seems pretty, especially on throttle. Now I'll do another test while we're going uphill to kind of see how that handles. I'm impressed with the suspension here with the RS. Man, I feel like such an idiot. I keep I keep forgetting on this road that I should be over on the right. I know some people get mad at me, but also there's no traffic behind me, so it's not like I was holding up people or anything like that. But I still feel like an idiot. Anyways. Yeah, like, these roads are pretty beat up, and it's doing a good job with the suspension, with handling everything on the road. So I think that Subaru's done a really solid job with that. Also, we got a wireless phone charging pad. That's another nice feature to have. Got heated seats with this as well. And it's so smooth. That's the thing I really like about this. And then the thing that's cool about the new Impreza is hatchback only, right? You know, I didn't have a problem with the sedan, but hatchback is definitely nicer, right, in terms of practicality, storage space, all of that. So I think they've done a great job there. Yeah, I'm just super impressed. Like, the biggest thing that's impressive to me is actually the damping. And this car, like, just go down the road. Super good daily driver because of that. That is definitely a thing. And we do have some other stuff like a sunroof here in the car as well that you guys can't see because of the point of view, but it's there, it exists. Okay, so let's see. Let's get in the right lane this time. You know, at high elevation, this thing actually, it moves at a pretty decent pace considering the transmission, considering the power outputs, right? It's like 180 something horsepower roughly. It's actually pretty, it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, the paddles are responsive. It's good for a CVT. It's not quite as, it doesn't seem like it's quite as snappy as the WRX CVT. But I think it still does a really good job. And I'm actually impressed. Like, I want to see kind of up on this higher portion right here they're going through. I want to see kind of how this performs. But, you know, I'm noticing that, like, unlike my Impreza that I owned a few years ago, this has enough power that I don't feel like I have to, like, get in. Like, obviously getting up to speed, you got to get into it. But you know, going up these hills and everything, it seems like it's handling them pretty dang well. We'll see this right here. If we can maintain speed without having to wring out the engine a bunch, right? Does it have enough torque to keep going? And again, the thing that I was really like hitting home with this car is just how smooth it is. And it handles so flat. I really like it. I think they've done a great job with the handling characteristics. Yeah, I mean, I'm able to, like, yeah, hovering just under 2,500 RPMs, and I'm able to maintain speed. So that's impressive. This is good for a Subaru. Don't have to be at 4,000, 5,000 RPMs, right, to make it up the hill. So they've definitely improved things quite a bit here with the Impreza. So to sum things up here with the RS, I think it looks really cool. I also think that the interior on the modern Subarus, I like it a lot. It's very user-friendly. I think the material use is pretty nice as well. I think they've done a good job overall. Drives really well. It's got good power. Is it worthy of the RS name? I'll let you guys, let me know in the comment section. I think it would have been really cool if this was turbocharged. Like, I think that the appeal of the Legacy XT, the turbocharged Legacy, shows this. Like, not everyone wants a super sporty driving experience like what the WRX provides. And so, like, if you had an Impreza RS with the 2.4 and even detune it, right? That's fine. It doesn't have to have the same power that you have in the WRX and all of that. You know, maybe detune it to like 230, 240 horsepower. So a bit less. And, you know, with this hatchback style and everything, and then, you know, give this a manual option, manual option and automatic option, I think people would like it quite substantially. I do think this is still a really cool car. Obviously that would raise the price, so maybe that kind of makes my argument go away, but either way, let me know what you guys think about the Impreza RS. So continuing along here in the CX-50, I want to kind of touch base on a few more things. So something that I really like about modern Mazda is actually the gauge cluster. They've been able to combine a really cool sporty looking gauge cluster with something that still has modern functionality, where you can see, you know, vehicle information like what your fuel economy is, for example. And I think this is something that a lot of other automakers are losing, because they're going for full digital and they're losing like all of the analog experience. And this has both, right? It has digital and it has some analog elements in the gauge cluster. And I think they've done a really good job. And they frankly have kind of like copied Porsche with the gauge design, at least what Porsche used to do, because now they've got, like, in the new 911s and everything, it's like 5 gauges straight across. Whereas